Hi and welcome to Tech Talks on Tuesdays. My name is Brian, your tech friend, and every week I talk about one or more phones in my possession. This week I've done two splendid second-hand purchases that I'll show to you right in a moment. But I also will be giving you some tips on how to buy second-hand because that takes just some concentration on you have to know just sort of what to do, and I do that all the time. So I'll tell you some of the tips in headlines coming up.
TikToks on Tuesdays.
So the two phones I've bought is the Nokia 5.4 and the Asus Zenfone 7 Pro. Both of these phones are in excellent nick, and I'll show you that right after these tips. Tip number 1, compare secondhand pricing of the phone you're searching for, and of course your bid should be less than that. Tip number 2, read the description. What does the seller tell you? And magnify the pictures to look for small scratches and dents. I know this as a seller that people do not read the description. They always ask me something from the description, so they could just read the description. Be like somewhat more thorough than the average buyer. Tip number 3, only buy phones with a receipt. It has a double effect. You can check if the IMEI number has the corresponding number on the phone and the receipt, as well as you can more easily sell it on if you don't like it. So I both got these online from the sellers. This was for the Nokia and this was for the Zenfone 7 Pro. So I got both these receipts online so I can use the 2-year reclamation service of the product, as well as I can easily sell it on with all these paperwork in ordnung. Tip number 4, only buy a phone in person. Make absolutely sure that the key features for you are working on the phone before you leave the seller's house. Tip number 5, avoid fraud. If you want to avoid fraud, don't ask the seller to send you the phone online or per mail, because I'll give you 2 prime examples of why you shouldn't do that. My best friends, 2 girls, they saw like a very cheap iPhone. I gotta buy this immediately. And one of them bought the full price and the phone was never sent to her, and it ended up as a police case investigation for fraud. Apparently it was a multiple fraudster. And the second one was actually had a pretty funny ending because she paid only half the price of the phone. She thought it was kind of like an insurance to get the phone, right? But the seller didn't. They never sell the phone. But then because she bought it over Facebook, she contacted that seller's friends, all her friends, and got them to ask her, why don't she send the phone when she sold it? And then, of course, that girl got too annoyed and returned the half the money of the phone that my best friend's girl had given her. And by the way, her mother got pretty upset about that whole situation. So don't buy second-hand phones online to get them sent per mail, right? And now for the double unboxing of these second-hand purchased phones. And what I really want to show you is how neat and what much effort that a person can put into like just repackaging these phones. And both of them has not been used that much. The Asus Zenfone 6 has just come with a repair notice also. So it's just had its camera fixed. This was just a malfunction of the sensor not recognizing when it was fully open or shut. So this should be in a perfect nick. And the Nokia 5.4 had also not been used very much, as you can easily tell when I unbox these guys again. This was as I received it packaged from the center of this one, right? So I just slid it out, and he'd put like, I suspect that would be in the package. But look at this. He also, either he really didn't use this for much, but also, or he's just, put the plastic onto the phone again, so I could have like an unboxing experience. I just think this is amazing. And you can see the SIM tool has been used, and the Nokia manuals, and there's a charger, and the USB to C cable. So I think This is just an excellent way to package the phones you're selling on yourself. Just do something out of it so the receiver of the phone you sell can become very happy. So let's peel this bastard. Second-hand peeling, how many times do you get to experience that? It seemed like it. Seriously, this looked like it really hasn't been opened. Okay, let's try this also. How can you repackage this? Oh, you can produce. Perhaps it's done like this. Okay, that explains it. Okay, so let's take a look at this. This is second hand. Okay, you can see it has been opened, so there's a little bit of a cuff there. Let's see, how does the camera look? This phone was so cheap that I actually didn't ask for specific pictures of anything for this phone, other than I just used my eyes to, like, you see, like, tell if it looked okay to me. What about the edges? Yeah, you can see actually here around the mic there's a little cuff too. So probably it's been lost there. There's the speaker grab, by the way. Up, down, volume, rocker, the noise cancellation mic, also used for stereo recording. There's a 3.5mm jack, SIM card tray, and the Google Assistant. And now for the exciting bit. And is all my enthusiasm to be laughed off when I try to switch this phone off? Let's see. Well, it only comes on as it should, and if it's been totally factory reset, it should just prompt all these kind of questions. It has a fingerprint button on the back. I think it has a triple. Oh, I love this. I love this. This is so good to hear again from the years in hiatus from Nokia, for Nokia. I've not checked this up, but my guess is there's a primary, there's an ultra wide, and there is a macro, and there's a depth sensor. This is my guess on what these cameras are. And now we're all ready to be set up, and it looks fine. I'll check them, and I'll put like some text at the end of this video if any of these phones were not up to the standard that we hope didn't work as they were expected. So this is just an excellent second-hand unboxing experience. I just wanted to show you that. I love unboxings, by the way, if you were in any kind of a doubt. So that's the Nokia side. And now for the Asus Zenfone 7. There, of course, is a reason why I bought this. This is a very specific phone, and the reason why I bought it is, of course, that I own. Let me just show you it. I own the Asus Zenfone 6, and it has been used as my primary camera phone for my YouTube channel over the last year. And now I've actually sold this on. I reserved it for a guy who got a knock off of a discount about $150 as to what I bought it for. I also bought this used, by the way. So this is my old primary video recorder phone. Right now I'm recording, by the way, with the Samsung S10, but I didn't bother to take this out. But now you can see this is the old one, Asus Zenfone 6, and now watch the Asus Zenfone 7 Pro and the unboxing experience this guy also has given me. Okay, this phone is from November 2020, and the guy said to me that let's just have a look at it. Yeah, by the way, he bought 2 cases for it. So that comes along with the price. Let's just have a look at them. I actually haven't seen them yet. Okay, so this is a bit of a hard case, like Asus Zenfone, like the one I'm using actually with the old one. This is a hard case also, hard shell, right? Let's have a look at the other casing. Yeah, that's exactly the same actually as my old one. So yeah, they're actually the same. So you can see size-wise, it's become a little bit more wide and tall. blur. But let's see this now. This is so cool. By the way, we just got some instruction books, leaflets. Okay, let's have a look at the phone in a mo. We'll just take a look at the last things over here. And we have a big charger. I'll just I'll just see later what kind of wattage we're getting out of this, but this has some heft to it. So this will be charging at some pace. And of course the cord USB-C to USB-C. So that requires a USB-C socket in your computer. Okay, let's put these aside too. And now for the phone itself. Okay, so it's come in this kind of wrapping, also as you've seen with the Nokia. So it's like almost, I don't even want to do it. I just want to slide it down from the button, then I can give the next buyer the same experience. If I'm gonna sell this in around a year again as my old Asus Zenfone. Isn't it just superb? What a superb unboxing experience for a second-hand phone. As you can tell by the dust, it is of course a second-hand phone, no doubt about it. And I've already checked this phone where I bought it, just to make sure that the key features of this phone, that for me will be the camera flip mechanism, so I can watch myself while recording videos, works, and it does. And this is just comparison of the old Zenfone. You can see it's pretty much the same design, of course. And now we are already ready. And you can see there's even one camera more. I think it's a telephoto, by the way. Yeah, it should be a telephoto. I don't think they will bother by putting a macro in this one. So yeah, I'm coming soon. So let's just also just compare them in size real quick. So you can see the Zenfone 7 Pro is a bit wider and it's also taller. And now it's ready to go. The Asus Zenfone 6. Yeah! And the Nokia 5.4. If you enjoyed this Tech Talk on Tuesdays, please remember to subscribe and press like and even share the video to some friends who are interested in these phones that I talk about in this episode or just wanted to subscribe also. My name is Brian, your tech friend. I'll see you in the next one. Tip number 5, my last one, avoid Freud. Avoid fraud. Tip number 5, avoid Freud. Tip number 5, avoid Freud.